Welcome back to our Path to the Plate Adventure Poultry Edition. We made it. We are on day 21. I want to show you what our chicks look like today. You ready? Our chicks have popped out of their shell. Yesterday, there were the first signs of pips, and today we have 7 chicks that have popped out. By the end of today, I bet we have 13 to 15. They're all doing really well. Some of them took 5 minutes to pop out and others took a whole 12 hours. And that's okay. Some of them need to take a lot of breaks in between. They get really tired. Popping out and breaking around that shell takes a lot of effort. Some of them are really strong and the eggs break apart a lot faster. Just remember, leave them alone and you'll have a lot better chance of success if they're just left to themselves and you allow them to break out at their own pace. An interesting thing to notice is when they do come out, that neck muscle on the back of their neck has like doubled or tripled in size because it's needed to break through and crack that egg all the way around. That muscle will actually shrink back to normal size, but until then, their head is very heavy. They're top heavy. So they might lay flat on the bottom of the incubator, and that's okay. They're just resting. So let them have that chance to stay calm and to rest because their head is super heavy. It will shrink in a couple hours, so just give them a chance to rest. Now, I want to take you and show you a video of a couple of our chicks that have popped out of their shell, and then let's take a look at our brooder, which is where we're going to put our chicks when they've all completely dried and they're a little bit more fluffy. Remember, we were talking about our brooder needs a couple things. We have a heat lamp for it to be warm. It's pretty tall so that they're safe, they can't escape, and it has fresh food and water. They're going to stay in this brooder for a good chunk of time before we give them back to our egg farmer and she releases them into the outside enclosure where they live. Now, our egg farmer was awesome and she sent us some pictures of where these chicks are going to end up living. The cool thing about these chicks is they're going to go back to the farm. They're going to be integrated into that flock of her other chickens. And then when schools or kiddos or anybody asks us for an incubator and eggs to do this egg to chick program on their own, these are the chickens that are going to be laying the eggs that other people will get to incubate. So it's a whole cycle, and it's really cool that we have this partnership with our egg farmer and we can keep this cycle going for sustainable and effective agriculture products like eggs. Let's take a look at our chickens and then I'll show you some pictures of where our chicks are going to end up, where they're going to live their life.
And just like that, look at this baby. Wow, it's just resting. Man, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Hi guys, we're checking back in on the chicks. Now notice this one right here. Look at the colors. See, once they dry up and fluff out a little bit, their color becomes more evident. And this one's more of a brown than black, so that's pretty cool. We have one brown one. There's one black one. And over here's our second black one taking a snooze. And where is our yellow chick? Oh, look it, she's in the corner. So there she is. She's looking real puffy. Good morning from the Collin County Extension Office. Look at our chicks today. So, this is who we have that are strong and drying out in their box. They've got some food and water. And if you help me count, let's see what we've gotten so far. We're gonna go with, now we have to hurry up, right? We've got 5 in this upper left-hand corner. We've got 3 around the water bottle, that's 8. 3 more around food, that's 11. This little brown guy I missed, that's 12. And this little blondie in the corner here is 13. So we're up to 13. Now let me show you. This is the food that we've given them. It's the starter food. And you'll see that they're under this heat lamp. That's to keep them warm. And they've got the water, their little food, and they're doing great. Now, we do have a couple of more who are trying to push their way through the shells, but we're just going to give them some peace and quiet. We're going to wait and see if they can push their way out of here, and then they can be added.
Couple more things. We like to leave our chicks inside of the incubator for at least 12 hours. This is for a couple different reasons. One, our chicks are really tired. They need to rest and to gain strength, and the less we move them and the less we touch them, the better. Additionally, we need to keep that lid on lockdown so that the humidity stays at a good level and the temperature is right for the rest of the chicks that are trying to hatch. And finally, the chicks that have already hatched being left inside the incubator is a great way to help the others come out. They're going to start moving around, testing out their legs. They're going to be making some noise. And that noise helps those other chicks that are still inside the egg to say, hey, what's going on out here? I think I'd like to be on the other side of this barrier. And so they're actually going to hatch a little bit faster because the hatched chicks are going to be the encouragement they need to break out of their shell. Occasionally, when you have a chick pop out of the shell, you might notice a little bit of yolk coming out of its bottom. That's okay. That's just the remnant of the yolk that they've pulled inside their body. It's important to leave these chicks inside the incubator. They need just a little bit more time to finish pulling in that yolk, and eventually it'll drop off and they'll be fine. Every now and then, it's rare, but you might have a chick come out of the egg that has some problems going on. Maybe there's a lot of yolk left and it never got sucked into their body for whatever reason. Maybe your chick is going to come out with a broken wing or a malformed leg or legs that they can't quite stand on. Something happened inside. Unfortunately, oftentimes those chicks don't make it. That's just a part of life and it happens. It's not your fault and there's probably nothing you can do. If you followed all the instructions, your temperature was right, your humidity was right, occasionally those rarities just happen. It's important as much as you can to not help the chicks out of the egg as they're trying to hatch. Oftentimes nature just takes its course and those chicks that would probably not make it in the outside world, either they have a deformity or maybe they're not strong enough to survive, they will actually expire during the hatching process. This is the easiest and simplest way for it to happen to cause the least amount of suffering to the chick. But that's rare, and most of the time, 90% of the time, you are going to have happy and healthy chicks pop out of the egg. Thank you so much for joining us on this 22-day adventure. I was so thankful to be able to share all this knowledge with you and to share my passion of poultry and agriculture as a whole. There's always more things to learn. If you're still on the poultry train and you want to learn more, or maybe another part of agriculture that you're super excited about, cattle, horses, wheat, water, anything that has to do with agriculture or commodities and what our ranchers and farmers are doing, there's information out there for you to continue learning. 4-H is a great way to continue learning because we have projects that cover all of those different topics. Go to your library and check out agriculture books on the topic that you're interested in, or contact your extension agent as they have a ton of resources to help you get involved in 4-H or to continue on your path of learning. Thank you so much for joining me and have a good day.